You might not be aware, but there have been a lot of reports suggesting that OnePlus will be launching a new tablet this year. In fact, some reports say that the OnePlus tablet is already into mass production. Now, generally, OnePlus devices are basically OPPO devices with a few changes here and there. So you know what? This could very well be the brand new OnePlus tablet, and I absolutely love it. So this is actually the new OPPO Pad that has only launched in China, but this might be the new OnePlus Tab or OnePlus Pad, and I said I love it because if you go by the Chinese price, it starts at around 27,000 rupees, and for that price, I think this is a very good Android tablet. I mean, what's the biggest pain point of mid-range Android tablets? It's performance. And the OPPO Pad solves that, and it's not just the performance, it's actually good all around. Starting off, the design is a little bit inspired by the iPad Air with the whole flat-edged metal frame design. There's the power button at the top, there's volume rockers on the left side, and there's a USB 2.0 USB-C port at the bottom. Also, just to let you guys know, there's no headphone jack here. Anyway, the back is glass and it has this frosted glass finish with this shimmery effect. It's matte, it's not a fingerprint magnet, and the finish does feel and look premium. Although I'm a little scared about glass backs on a tablet. I mean, this is solidly built, don't get me wrong, but generally most tablets are either metal or plastic for a reason. See, generally we like to use our tablets carelessly, so yeah, we have been keeping this in a folio case that OPPO sells separately. This also works as a stand, so it's really cool. All this is good, but I'm not a big fan of this whole branding right here with this pattern, and I think if this arrives as the new OnePlus tablet, this will be gone, hopefully. There's also a single 30 megapixel camera here on the back with 4K support, and this camera is kind of usable, nothing extraordinary, but that's okay for a tablet. On the front, the bezels are quite slim, and there is an 8 megapixel camera on the top for video calls, attending meetings or classes. Here's a video from the selfie camera. Hey guys, this here is a video from the front camera of the OPPO Pad, and the video quality is decent-ish, but I think the mic is fairly clear and crisp. Let us know what you think in the comments. The display is a 120Hz IPS LCD, and the rival Android tablets, say the Tab S7 FE, which costs 40k, comes with a 60Hz TFT display. And what's really interesting is that this is actually a very good display for the price. I mean, a lot of us use tablets just for movies, YouTube, and even browsing the web, and this display makes sense because the colors are punchy and it's fairly bright. The spec sheet on the OPPO website says 480 nits of typical brightness, but it seems brighter than that. Plus, the speakers here are really good quad speakers, 2 on each side with Dolby Atmos branding, and I wouldn't call them the loudest speakers on a tablet, but the speaker quality is good, the bass is good, and there's a certain depth that's actually surprising. The display is also said to have HDR10 support, but we imported this from China. Yeah, we've done a lot of hard work, so do not forget to hit that bell icon and the subscribe button because, you know, you want more exclusive videos like this one, don't you? Hit that, hit it. So where was I? Yeah, so Chinese variant, no wideband N1 license, and no HDR support in apps like Netflix. Also, this is a 120Hz panel, so it feels very responsive and smooth to use. It also supports OPPO's own stylus called the OPPO Pencil, but I think it only works with that or similar styluses because I tried the Asus Pen, the S Pen from one of the Galaxy Notes, and one of these styluses, and none of them worked. Now all that is fine, but what really impressed me about this tablet is the specs. The specs are what actually make this a good Android tablet. UFS 3.1 storage, LPDDR4X RAM, but more importantly, Snapdragon 870. I think you'll agree when I say that the Snapdragon 870 was the last flagship Qualcomm chipset that brought consistent high-end performance without any issues. Yeah, can't say the same about the newer ones. So 870 is a great choice for this tablet, especially because it is fairly comparable to the iPad 9 Gen's 813 Bionic, and it's definitely better than the 778G on the much higher priced Tab S7 FE. Here's the Antutu score and the Geekbench score. The tablet also does well in the CPU throttling test app, as you can see. Anyway, it's not just the test or the benchmarks, the OPPO Pad feels very smooth and nice to use in day-to-day usage. See, the last tablets I used were the budget ones under 20k for the video we did, and coming from them, this is a big difference. Everything just opens up quickly, there's no weird slowdown anywhere, even when running multiple apps in the background or running apps in split screen. Game performance is also high-end. This is Asphalt on the tablet, and I love how it looks on this big screen, and the gameplay is great. I also played BGM on this tablet, misfiring every now and then. Wish I had longer fingers. But it runs at the highest graphics settings, Ultra HD graphics and ultra frame rates, and the gameplay was really good and it looked great visually too. The Snapdragon 870 also handles all of the different ColorOS 12 multitasking features with a lot of ease. The tablet is running ColorOS 12 on top of Android 11. Yeah, Android 11 is a bit disappointing, but hopefully when this launches in India or globally, it will come with the tablet-specific Android 12 because that would make the experience way better. Anyway, ColorOS 12 lets you put apps to split screen and in a pop-up window in multiple ways. I can hold an app like this to put it in a pop-up window, which if you know ColorOS, you can resize, move around, etc. I can also put the apps to split screen from the multitasking screen like this. There are also cool gestures. I can drag an app from the sidebar to open it up in the split screen. I can also swipe down with 2 fingers in an app to split the screen. I can also do a 4-finger pinch in an app to get it in a floating window. Now, apart from all of these multitasking gestures, I also noticed a lot of ColorOS apps optimized for the bigger screen, bringing in a dual pane design, be it the Settings app, Contacts, or Notes. Moving on, the OPPO Pad has a 8360 mAh battery and it comes with this 33-watt SuperVOOC charger in the box, and the tablet also has support for 18-watt USB PD charging. Overall, like I said at the start, the OPPO Pad seems like a very well-rounded Android tablet for the price. The screen, the speakers, and the performance are just really good for a tablet that could basically arrive in India at under 30K. This honestly makes me think we've been asking Xiaomi to bring the Mi Pads to India since what feels like eternity, and that hasn't happened. But right now we have the perfect Mi Pad alternative in the OPPO Pad here. I mean, with the OPPO Pad, OPPO has a huge opportunity in India. OPPO can launch this in India as the OPPO Pad or even the OnePlus Pad. Either ways, I'm happy because this is an Android tablet that seems like a great value for money device. Yes, for all of those who are just going to comment, hold your horses. Yes, there's always the question of iPad when it comes to tablets. In this price range, there's the iPad 9 Gen at 30K, which does look a bit outdated, although it does bring all the iPad goodness, the long-term software support. Now, compared to the 9 Gen iPad, the OPPO Pad has comparable performance, a more modern design from the front, a better screen with 120Hz refresh rate, and it has more base storage at 128GB. So yeah, it makes a good case for an Android tablet. So if you guys want this tablet in India, comment down below, share this video with OPPO, OnePlus, let them know that we deserve tablets like these in India. Also hit like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to hit the bell icon for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching. Do not forget. See you in the next one.
The car gadget you really need.
This is the Motorola MA1 and it can convert your wired Android Auto